Hello everyone and welcome to Universal Woo Woo. I'm Joanne Bennett.
And I'm Roger Baines. And this is the show where we discuss how situations and things affect your life, your world, and your universe.
Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Universal Woo Woo. I'm Joanne.
And I'm Roger. And today I want to first of all, start off by thanking everyone that's joined the Universal Woo Woo community. We appreciate you coming in and partaking and helping us share this great message that we have. And today, we're going to be talking about magic mushrooms. But before that, remember to share, like, and subscribe. Put a like on this on this video so that we we overcome all of the algorithms that are out there. So that'll help us tremendously. So today, Joanne, what are we going to be talking about?
We are going to be, as you said, we're going to be talking about my magic mushroom experience and everything. I'm going to tell you everything that I experienced, and but before I do get into it, I know some of you might not know what they are. So Roger, what are magic mushrooms?
Well, these are a particular kind of mushrooms. They're found all over the world. They've been used for thousands of years. They're cave paintings in Algeria, I believe it is, that go back 8,000 years with magic mushroom ceremonies being held. You know, these caves have paintings of these ceremonies that are being held. So this has been these mushrooms have been a part of the human experience for a tremendous amount of time. They're found all over the world, and these particular magic mushrooms contain a chemical called psilocybin. And what happens is you take the mushrooms, and what the body does is it assimilates it, and it goes to the brain and tweaks certain parts of the mind to open up a dimension or a part of ourselves that normally is not opened up. And what this allows us to do is have tremendous spiritual experiences. We can also see colors. We can look at the reality at a more deeper level. Trees become greener. Colors, for example, a red will become more red than you have ever seen it before. And you can have many different kinds of experience with this opening of the mind that these mushrooms allow. Now, what do they do and how are they taken? There are three ways that magic mushrooms are taken. The most popular way is through just taking them recreationally. And if you just want to see pretty colors and lights and all of that and feel a certain way, then you're probably into the recreational experience, which is the least beneficial way to take these particular psychedelic substances. There's a second way that you take them, and a lot of studies are being done, because this second way, taking them therapeutically for things such as eating disorders, anxiety, depression, all kinds of emotional upheaval that we're carrying, these particular substances in just a few sessions, they don't treat it, they cure it. People with eating conditions, people with anxiety and depression, in a few sessions, 3 to 4 sessions, boom, gone. People going to mental health therapists for years. They go and they take these particular substances, problem solved. So that's the second way, and that's the second most beneficial way that you can consume these substances. You want to have a purpose for consuming them if you really want the highest amount of benefit. The third way is spiritually, where you take it to find out more about yourself and to really deeply into the other aspects that about yourself, about reality, about the world, about the universe. That's more than just the physical aspects that we all get to see every day. This third experience not only gives you the widest amount of benefit, it gives you the widest amount of benefits because it also incorporates, you'll get all the other two. You can get a therapeutic healing and experience, as well as being able to see the world at a more deeper level. But now you're cashing in. You're taking advantage of the full range and broad benefits that magic mushrooms can bring to you, and it'll change your life. I mean, they've done studies at Johns Hopkins University where people have taken these, they've set up in a laboratory situation and format for people who have different conditions or different things that they're dealing with. And even 10 years later, because this has been going on for a long time, longer than has been reported, the benefits of these wonderful substances, mushrooms, magic mushrooms in particular, the benefits 10, 12, 15 years later are still being experienced. So I'll leave it at that, because I'll leave it to you to research more about this. There's a tremendous amount of information on the internet. There's hundreds of books written about it. So this is not anything secret or anything that you can't find out about. Click of a button on your internet, get a book, read about this. It'll change your life. A lot of things about life can be completely tweaked, changed, and improved with the use of these substances. But I will say this before we get to your experiences. Number one, you can't just rely on these things, on anything, and not work on yourself and not actually do the things that you're supposed to be doing to improve your life and bring more joy into it. They're an adjunct. They're there to help. They're not going to do the work for you.
A tool.
They're a tool. That's all it is. They're a tool to help you as you go along your journey and you take care of the things to bring about a better version of yourself. So that's number one. Number two, we do not promote any use of drugs or substances. These are things that you should do carefully with great advice from people who are experienced, maybe professionals who are experienced in taking these, and then going about doing the research and the work and knowing what it is that you're putting into your body before you actually do so. So we don't condone or promote anything, any substances. What we do promote is that you, on a daily basis, strive to become a better version of yourself. So with that, I'll zip it and let you take the mic over, because I'm probably not going to say much. I'm probably going to have some questions.
Yeah.
I'm probably going to have some questions as you go along with this story.
So I mean, I've never taken them before. It's my first time, and I did my research about what they are, what they do, and kind of all along I didn't really want to do this experience for recreational. I didn't want to see rainbows and unicorns and stuff like that. I wanted to go on a deeper level, and I wanted to really open up within and do it spiritually so I could find more stuff about myself. And I wanted to go within, so that was my reasoning for experiencing the magic mushrooms. And as I say, I was obviously, when you are going to experience something you've never experienced before, there is always, I was a little bit nervous. I was, oh gosh, what's going to happen? How am I going to feel? So I'll start with, when I first actually took them. So after I took them, it took probably about an hour for me to feel any kind of effects from it. And I have to say, the first feeling I got was in my body. It was definitely in my body. There was a lightness about me, about my body. It's really hard to describe, but it was kind of, my body felt lighter, like lightweight, not floaty, but I definitely felt lighter. But saying that, I did have this in the back of my head, this feeling of doubt of what's going to happen, how am I going to feel. But I have to say, the mushrooms spoke to me. I know it sounds absolutely crazy, but I heard them speak to me, and I was assured. They told me that I just needed to relax, and they would take care of me, and they would not let any harm come to me. Yeah. So it was just an overwhelming reassurance. It was like, you know, like when you're a kid and, you know, your mum or your grandma, you fall over and they give you, oh, it's okay. That was the feeling. You know, I can't describe it. That was the kind of feeling I had, was, you know, it's going to be fine, you know, just relax and go with it. So then with that, I did kind of take some breaths and just let go a little bit. And it was very, very reassuring. And again, you know, my body kind of felt lighter. And once I did take a few breaths and relax, I felt totally relaxed. And I let go, and I let them do what I just let the experience happen. You know, after that hurdle, I was totally in it, you know. I was given a message from my higher self, and it was amazing. And I have got some notes here because I don't want to miss anything. And you know, when this experience happened, you know, Roger was with me and he was taking notes, because I knew afterwards, you know, a few days after, it's okay straight after you remember everything, but you know, as time goes on, you're gonna forget this stuff, and it's like golden. So Roger was kind of he was my personal secretary.
Yeah, you
on
have
that
to
day.
Because when you're in that experience, you're not in your logical, you know, restricted, judgmental mind. Things just flow, and you're not in a position where you're going to be writing.
Yeah.
So you're just in the experience. So you want someone there. You should always have someone there, by the way.
Yeah.
To kind of. For safety and, you know.
Well, especially if you're doing it this way, different, you know, like when you're doing it to party and you do it with a bunch of friends, that's totally a different experience. So because I needed to hear the messages or anything that I got, that's why, you know, you need to have someone definitely with you. And you know, what do they call it? A trip sitter.
Yeah, trip sitter or I'm more than that, by the way, but it's not my story. It's So I was given some messages by my higher self, and also ancestors come in a bit later. But I was told that I have a job to do, and one of them was to help women and empower women, bring back femininity and bring back power in women, and to encourage them. And it kind of all made sense that, you know, throughout my life of what I have experienced, going through sickness and blah, 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 which is women's health, and that's what I'm doing now. So it kind of totally made sense of that message that I got. So you were reassured of your purpose here.
Totally.
That's wonderful. How many of us want to know what we're here for? Yeah,
it was totally 100%, you know, this is what I'm meant to be doing, and it was so great. You know, it was unbelievable. So that was that. And also my inner knowing, I was told that I have healing hands, which I know I do. And I have thousands of years of healing ancestors in my hands. I can't really describe it. It's kind of like a, you know, not a gift, but an ability, you know, to do that. And I've kind of known that a while, since I was a kid, and I'm developing it, and that's kind of, again, a reassuring thing. And also still working on myself, and that came up too, that, you know, I still need to work on myself, which is, you know, again, at this point in my life, I've been given the opportunity to do that. Everything's kind of moved out of the way, and there's the path clear, has opened up for me with the opportunity to work on myself. So that was one thing. One of the main things that stood out in this whole experience for me was I went to the bathroom, and we've got like a full-length mirror in the hallway to the bathroom. And as I went to the bathroom, I caught myself in the mirror, and I just stood there staring at my face. First, all I could see was my face. And as I looked in the mirror, I was looking into my reflection, into my eyes. And my whole face morphed, and I saw my eyes get darker and saggy, and I started to look older. It was almost like a film, you know, like a time frame film, kind of you know,
like a time capsule.
Yeah, and my face got older and older and older until all I see was a skull, and it disintegrated into dust. And it was amazing. And I blinked and I looked again, and then I saw like a male figure. It was like a lion, a male, like a big mane, and I could see like a big broad nose, and I looked like a lion man. That's the only way I can describe it. So that was that. But again, this kept repeating. The longer I was looking in the mirror, this vision of my face disintegrating into dust kept replaying. So then I looked down at my body, and as I did, I just had this overwhelming feeling of humour, and I was laughing at myself, and I was this feeling of, wow, we think that this is who we are, this vision in this mirror, this body, whether we're fat, thin, short, tall, whatever, red hair, blue hair, whatever, we think that this is us. How ridiculous. And I started laughing hysterically for like 10 minutes. I was in the mirror just chuckling, belly chuckling and crying with laughter because of how ridiculous we all are, thinking that this is us, you know? And that was what I got. And as I went close to the mirror, I went to touch myself in the mirror, and I didn't feel the mirror. It was almost like the mirror disintegrated, and it was like I had a twin on the other side. You know, you see those twins actually do it for a joke, you know, and they kind of do the mimey thing. That was what it was like, but I actually touched my own finger. It was not, there was no mirror in between. And it was almost like three-dimensional, you know, the mirror. I went into the mirror. But that was amazing, that experience of, wow. And I have to say, I'll talk about this a bit more after, but after the experience, I thought, what a great thing. Like, especially women, we have this body image, we're told we're never thin enough, and we're never, you know.
It breaks that society brainwashing.
Yeah.
It blows it right out of the water, and it's no longer holds any power over you.
Yeah. And that's what I was like, oh my God, I need to hire like a yoga studio full of mirrors and get a bunch of women, and we just stand there laughing at ourselves. I thought, that's great therapy. That would be great therapy. So that was a major part of the experience for me. That was unbelievable. The fact that, and since that experience, it's changed me. It's changed the way I think. Obviously, it's a work in progress, but it's actually changed the way I think. I mean, obviously we all like to put a bit of makeup on, do our hair, look, because it makes us feel good, but there's making us feel good in ourselves or doing it for other people, or what other people are going to think of us. You know, there's a difference, there's a huge difference. So it definitely had a really amazing effect on me. Mm-hmm. So then after the mirror experience, I wanted to go outside. So it was a really hot day, and we've got like a courtyard in the front of the house. And it was a really hot day, and I wanted to go outside. And I remember like stripping off to my underwear and just sitting there, and the sun, I felt like I put my hands up to the sun, and I had this energy was like whoosh, from the sun, almost like I was a battery and I was recharging myself. Mm-hmm. And I was told that I am a sun goddess, and the sun is helping me every time because I love the sun. I always have. Always, you know, when I go on vacation or wherever, I love to sit in the sun. That feeling of it through my bones just makes me feel incredible. And I was told that, you know, that's because of this, and it's like a recharge when I do sit in the sun. So that was really cool. I was sitting there outside in the sun. Suddenly this message came to me that, you know, I should take a little bit more of the mushroom, but it was totally up to me. There was no pressure, but it was there if I wanted it. So I was like, okay, you know, what do I do? And I thought, well, I'm in this anyway. So I did. I took like a little bit more of the mushroom. And that's when, you know, after a while, I had these messages from my ancestors about, you know, that I am here to heal people, to help, especially women, and empower them. Also, I don't know whether you remember our show about spiders and my arachnophobia and how I now have spiders. I was told that my ancestors brought the spiders in to kind of remind me that I can weave my own reality, and it's also healing. They're healing. Spiders are very healing. So that was really kind of cool. And you know, this message from my ancestors was also about how powerful my hands are, and I also got the message that I am you and we are we, which at the time I kind of didn't, you know, Roger was writing this down, and at the time I kind of didn't really understand what that meant. And then afterwards, can you explain? We talked about it, yeah.
And you know, when you're in these experiences, they speak in a way that you can really understand, but then later on, it's like the understanding broadens, and when you're with someone that's on the same page that you're supposed to be with, it's easier for that to broaden out. So we were talking about it, and what I got from it is this unity consciousness that is coming onto the planet. It's hearkening the fact that we're all connected, and you are, especially if you're watching this and you've been drawn to this, you are the product of all of your ancestors. You are the crowning glory of all of that. Now, if you're stuck into thinking that you're the physical body, like the mirror experience, you might not understand why that is, because like, I'm a F up, I don't do this properly, blah, 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 blah. And all these things could be running in your head because all that you're aware of or in connection to or glued to is your physicality and your psychological mind and your emotions. Those are the three things that make you physical, by the way. Everything else is spirit. Whilst they can see all the other things that you aren't able to see about yourself. And those things, they are able to bring it, but it has to be teamwork. So once you clear away all of that, you'll see the other aspects of who you are, and you'll be amazed because it took a lot to come from a single cell organism, whether it was billions of years ago, to become a complex system. This right here is the most complex system on the planet. Don't let anybody fool you about that. And it will always be, no matter how much AI movies they make and how much AI they invent and how many things that they say are going to be smarter than we are in 20 years, or how many years they predict. They're only talking about one form of intelligence, and it's all a carbon copy of this, you. So the we, I think, felt was really, really, really big. We are we, and you are us, and we are you. That's the unity consciousness coming into the planet for all of us.
Yeah. And I also got another thing which was like that, which was, you know, I am the mother in you and you're the mother in me, and we are all mothers. And when that happened, I can't even describe it, an overwhelming sense of love, like overwhelming. And I just was crying, like, because it was so strong, this love, this feeling of love. It was so strong, and that was after that.
Mm-hmm.
And then I had my hands, I was looking at my hands, and this one, I could see through my hand, and I could see all the veins and the bones and everything. It was almost like it was see-through.
See-through,
Yeah. And then this hand, I saw my finger grow, and it was like E.T. Remember his little finger? It was like an alien. That's what this hand looked like. It looked like an alien. But there was so much energy coming from my. It was like, how can I describe the energy? You know when you get pins and needles, if you've been sitting on your leg or your foot or something, and it tingles. That is kind of what I was feeling, but it was like a magnet, and it was so powerful. Another thing I experienced as well was in my stomach, was like, everyone talks about the universe inside of them. I actually experienced it for real.
Yeah.
This was unbelievable. I could see it. I could see, I was laying on the bed, and my stomach, I felt this swirl going around, like this here on our t-shirt.
On the t-shirt.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Do you like them, by the way? They're cool. It was like a swirl going around in my stomach, and I could see it. It looked like that. It was dark, and I could see the stars, and it was swirling around, and it felt really cool. It was like a comfort feeling of this in me. Yeah. I mean, I can't even describe it. How do you describe having a universe?
Well, that, you hear that all the time, and it's true. If you look into it, and even science says that in a roundabout way. So it's not just spiritual people often that are saying that. Mm-hmm. It's also scientific, because what they've found is that the distance between cells in the body is equivalent when compared by ratio to the distance of stars in the universe, and there's so many things. And we also, part of that is we also have a sun within us. We have a sun. That's why this is called the solar plexus. Solar means sun. So in our language, the hints are left for us, so that when we see something, we go, oh, there's a little clue that we can put together, because everything about this reality is to try to make you forget about who you are here, and give that power off to something somewhere else, whether it's a god, another person, politicians. A lot of people are disappointed with the latest the latest president that's been elected. You pull away from all that, because it's nonsense. All of it. I'm going to do a show of all the deceptions on the planet. And once you understand, and you watch this, once you understand all of the deceptions here, then you're not going to fall for things like who gets elected for president and that kind of garbage. So you have a universe within you, and you were fortunate enough. Now, I've had mushroom experience. I've not been fortunate to experience that, but that was great that you were able to do so. Yeah.
It was, I can't even describe it, the feeling. It was like swirling, really slowly, like a swirling feeling, but this overwhelming feeling of love and ease and just peace. It was unbelievable. And I got some amazing answers, especially the spider thing of, why all of a sudden spiders are in my life, and, the healing thing. But it was definitely something I want to do again. Absolutely, I want to do it again. And it's nothing that you can get addicted to.
That's a good point.
Yeah, because we talked about that.
Yeah, you can't get addicted to magic mushrooms and most psychedelics for that matter, because the body builds up a resistance to it, and after, you can go one today, you can do it today. By the third day, you do it again, you get nothing, because your body builds up a resistance to it. So no one knows. People don't die from magic mushrooms. People don't die from overdose from them. it's a phenomenal thing.
Yeah.
There is a point where you will get all the messages that you need to get, and then that's it. And that's when you should.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think
what you needed to get from them, and it's time to move on.
I don't think you should do it every week or whatever. I think, you know, I'm going to leave it probably a few weeks, like a month or whatever, and then do it again and just have another experience.
Widen and deepen the experience.
Yeah, because otherwise, you know, what's the point if you're not going to get anything out of it? And it was absolutely an amazing thing for me to do. And again, you know, I'm not recommending this to anyone. I'm just telling you my experience of what I experienced and how I felt. Everyone is different, and everyone's experience is going to be different. So, you know, the next time I do it could be completely different.
It could. You can never predict. I will add one more thing. Magic mushrooms are not for everybody. Not everybody can take it. If you've got, if you're taking depression, medication for depression or mental issues, you shouldn't take magic mushrooms. If you've got certain mental issues, you shouldn't take magic mushrooms or any psychedelic or any drug for that matter. So do the research, make sure that you're not on any of these other medications or substances, and definitely don't mix it with anything.
Yeah.
If you do decide that you want to try that for yourself. So, is there anything else you got?
So I don't think so. Again, you know, sometimes because it's been a few weeks now. Sometimes things come, and I thought, oh yeah, I remember that happened. But I just kind of made notes of the biggest things, and I just wanted to share it with everyone because you know, I was a bit worried, obviously, first of all, and I have no problems now doing it again, and just realizing just to let go and let it happen, let them do their job, what they're meant to be doing. But again, didn't do it to see rainbows and unicorns and all that kind of stuff. But next time, who knows? That might be the case, you know?
Yeah,
who knows?
You never know. And so, if you guys have any questions at all, just place them in the comment. We'd be happy to respond. We respond to all our comments, and we look out for comments on a daily basis. So remember to like and subscribe, and even share this video if you think it'll benefit anyone.
And more importantly, don't forget to hit that bell button so you get notified every time that we post a new show. And I think that's it, really. Yeah. So until the next time, we thank you so much for watching, and remember to keep working on, working within.